Anyway, guys, I'm loving these numbers, man. 247 people on the call. Oh my gosh, we are right back to where we were weeks ago, and we never want to let the momentum drop, guys. You know what I'm saying? I know, look at the token price, all this little crazy stuff, but if you just stay engaged, right? And I'm trying to make it easier, simpler for you and your people to get onboarded faster. Like we just saw, we got a brand new movie coming, we got new materials coming, we got a new website that's coming down the road here. And I wish I could just be like, snap my fingers, like Aladdin or whatever, it instantly appears. But every day we're grinding. Every day we're getting stronger. Every day you guys are being more and more, elevated through the stake and rewards that we're providing at 0.44 approximately percent every 8 hours, regardless of where the token price is. So there's a lot to cover tonight. I'm gonna try not to talk too fast, but let's dig right into it. The bonds. We're gonna start with that tonight. Heck of an announcement. I was hoping to get them out the door yesterday, but we still got some little programming tweaks. Without going into too much detail, with the bonds, we're doing something that we didn't at launch, or didn't do at launch. At launch, we were doing like really short-term bonds. It was like 5 days, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. This bond offering is going to really allow us to bring in a lot of liquidity, give the participants substantial, not only just like 5% discount, like substantial discounts on VBA tokens. At the same time, if you refer the bonds, you're going to get DAI cash, like right into your pocket instantaneously to your wallet. Won't have to claim it or anything like that. So that whole process flow is in place. I'm going to imagine it's going to be done today. Review it, test through the weekend. So Monday, Tuesday, expect the bonds to come, and I'll put together some package material. So to make it very easy for you to present to people. And it's not going to be for everybody, right? I mean, the minimum bond purchase is going to be 500 DAI worth of VBI, excuse me, VBA. So if that's not in your budget range, no problem. Just buy the tokens as they are, and it's at a hell of a bargain right now, guys. Okay, pardon my language. I'm telling you, when I'm gonna drop on you right now, you're gonna look at 60 something cents and just laugh. So really be excited about the bonds. I know I am. I know there's a lot of people that are. And for the larger, like the larger people that are really committed, the bonds are really going to be the way for you guys to go. And at the same time, because that cash infusion is instant for us, we're going to be taking 70% of, let's say you buy $1,000 bond. That $700 is going to go straight into PancakeSwap for our liquidity. And I know I get a lot of questions like, where's the liquidity at? How much money do we have on hand? Da 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 da. So that money is going to go straight into PancakeSwap, which is going to blow your mind when you see that. When people buy a token, and I hope I'm making sense. I'm streaming a little bit longer on this point. But when you put the liquidity straight into the LP pool, right? That number that you see where we're sitting at right now will start to really spike, which breeds confidence. And then you guys are going to be great for liquidity. And then we're going to have enough money coming out of that for the treasury to continue paying the rebase rewards every 8 hours. So super stoked about the bonds, and I'll get you more detailed information on that as soon as that comes out, like I said, early next week. The second thing I want to talk about is I know for a lot of people, we're really expanding globally faster than I ever could have imagined. We don't have like 100,000 people in groups yet, but those seeds have been planted, right? And I can name off countries, India, the Caribbean, Africa, Europe, et cetera. South America is getting ready to come online pretty strong. So what I'd like to do is for if if you have a decent team, you don't have to be some big time, $1 million earner networker. If you've got a strong team, let's say 20, 30 people, and you really want to start developing your local country, I'm prepared to cover that cost for you, or rather the DAO is. So if you need Zoom, you need translated materials, you need specialized materials. I have a full-time social media staff person now that her whole job is just to produce posts. I haven't really pushed out her information because we've been working on the other marketing team's information that they've provided, which is a lot. We've got the link tree, where you can get documentation. So if you are interested in that, all right, just think for today, just think about it. Raise your hand and say, yes, I want to be the country lead for wherever. Okay. And if you do want to do that, we'll open up a dialogue. If you can get in touch with either the advisory board members or maybe a leadership council member, get that data to me, and then we'll set that up. Because right now we've been super focused in my home country, the country of my love and birth. But I want to start expanding it so that people don't have to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning or, get up at the crack of dawn to make these calls. And we'll continue to support the US calls and make sure that those are focused in on, what you want, how you want the information delivered. So that's that update. The other thing, and I can't stress this enough, the customer service team, I couldn't be more proud of. I mean, they are really rocking and rolling. It's 24/7, guys, 24/7. You have a question, your people have a question, you have an issue with the website that maybe I haven't been made aware of, just hit that customer service button. They stay on top of it. I communicate with them daily and I update them daily, just like I do with everyone else in the Telegram groups. So please take advantage of that. We've got 4 people right now, and I'm thinking about bumping it up to 2 just for a safeguard. And they're trained. We're loading up the AI training in there. So if there's a question they may not know a specific on, they can hit that AI and it'll be perfection information, that's official. Moving on to something else that I'm remarkably proud this has worked out so well. The leadership council, guys and gals on that team, it is exactly what I expected. And Casey knows this. I know Brenda knows this. When you're in this business for a while, sometimes they say, "Hey, we're going to have a leadership council or advisory board or this, that, and the other," but it's just for people to like get in there and try and work out. What can I get from the team? What can I get from the company? Maybe there's some jealousy. There's a lot of competition in there, and I'm telling you, in this team, everybody's helping each other. Everybody's super responsive. The ideas are phenomenal. I mean, just one conversation we had the other day. I'm not going to say what that's about. It's already implemented, but just one person's comment, has really just changed the whole direction of what we were going to do for the growth of the company. So, guys, I want to commend you. Right, I'm so proud and happy to be working with you, and I will be communicating a lot more. I stay plugged into that out of anything, but we're going to definitely have another meeting on Monday, right? And I've got some things on the table that I want you guys to review so we can move forward. Also, I promised you on the last call that we have the DAO in place, right? DAO voting is actually rock and roll. So what I need to get in there this weekend is I think I'm gonna write a proposal about what I'm gonna mention in a minute. I hate this anticipation stuff. But as of next week, we'll be voting on proposals. So it'll be like a total inclusive thing, like I always dream, like I always wanted, like where we need to be right now. And we're 3 months, 22 days as of today, right? And there's like Casey had mentioned, and I don't ever want to mention this again. Obviously, we had growing pains, but we don't have them anymore, guys. We literally don't. As far as on the programming side of things, which is always like the fundamental layer, I hired another guy on Monday to assist with the current dev team. And this guy has got DeFi experience. He's a gentleman. He's easy to work with. He's already identified some improvements that we've implemented instantly to safeguard the platform, keep it out of hackers' hands and stuff like that. So big, 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 big stuff coming with that. Also, we've got other team members coming on board that'll help support me so I can communicate with you guys faster and more easily. But I'm going to get to the story of the day. All right, we got 286 people on this call. And what I want to say, I'm not making any promises and no income claims. I gotta throw this disclaimer out here. But what I'm about to share, I have done my best the past couple of weeks to keep my mouth shut. Mr. David Bass is going to be joining us as well to just kind of give you the background. But I want to stay focused on the benefits we're looking at here. Where we're moving now, okay, and I've always told you, ecosystem development is what we must do, right? We're paying out a lot, guys. So the more money we get into the treasury, the longer we sustain at the high rates that we've got. And we also, like I said, attracts people to the project. It's not just about crypto. So what we're announcing tonight and what you guys can anticipate. Really, I mean, I can't give you dates right now because it's a partnership, but we've identified a real estate project that is blowing my mind. This is going to be a multi-billion-dollar project. The person that's heading it up, like I said, I'll let David give you that introduction because he knows him. He's closer to him than I have been. But we have the opportunity to allow you guys to buy nodes. Okay. And a lot of you know what nodes are. If you don't know what nodes are, don't let that freak you out. It's basically an owner, it's sort of like an NFT where you own a piece, all right, of the project that you're, buying the node for. Those projects, if you have been in DeFi for a while, are remarkably lucrative, remarkably lucrative. We're looking to raise, or that company, along with our partnership, is looking to raise over $200 million, dollars, and they can do it, right? They're doing it with us as their primary marketing arm because we've got a strong community. We've got 6,000 engaged stakers right now. And, once we start moving with the debit card, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal, then our numbers are going to grow. And this opportunity you're really going to plug into. But I can't get into two. I was hoping to have that guy on the owner of that project today, but he's in Thailand. And then Dr. Kamaz, who you guys are super familiar with, he's been working tirelessly day and night. Even on his, we're talking about you don't want to miss an opportunity. Dr. Kamaz's daughter got married last week. He's been in Greece for that, and he's still been working on it, hammering out this deal with us to make sure it's watertight. Absolutely phenomenal impact from the members of the team. So just to keep it light and short, and forgive me, I got to read it from the paperwork to make sure I don't misspeak or say something. Essentially, it's a resort and it's a partnership. All right, the goal is three to sell 300,000 notes, okay, which has a potential revenue potential for us and them of 420 million is the potential raise on that. The buy-in is going to be very affordable. Don't quote me on this because we're still pinning out the fine details. But per node is going to be approximately $1,400 each. Not a big reach. For that $1,400, you as Veritas Vault members, okay, are going to be able to share in the resort revenue. So it's a resort. They're building 2,700 units on, I think it's 100 hectares, in hectares, in a spot that's about, I'm familiar with it. It's about an hour away from Manila. And I've got pictures and stuff we'll be sharing if I don't do it this weekend, which I most likely won't because we got the training call tomorrow. But definitely by next week, I'll be showing you pictures. We got a little sample video, sizzle video that's remarkable. But essentially for that, you're going to be able to share in a 30% profit share for life on the 12 new buildings they're building there for a resort. It's got 2,700 rooms, and also you can share and getting like exclusive discounts if you find yourself in the Philippines to stay there. They have deep connections. All right, deep connection. I'm trying to help deep connections with the government here. Okay, deep. And again, I'm leaving the story part today because he does it so much better than I do. But this guy is so connected. There's the Manila airport, okay, which is huge, right? It's a good stopping point for people coming into Asia. Which is super crowded, super hard to get there, even if you're like a kilometer away. The drive is insane. So they're building a brand new Manila airport, and guess where they're going to put it? Right next to the resort. Okay. And it's already successful. He's got not just this one. I mean, this is like a proven model. And I'll let David expound on the whys here, but this team could already raise the money for it. They typically go to banks and they work out a deal and they get long-term financing. But what we can do, particularly with our community, right, and particularly with our token, because it's going to benefit the token, and I'll share a little detail on how. It's going to help raise revenue. It's going to help you make a lifetime income, not just for staking. These things are going to fly out the door like hotcakes. All right. I've seen deals that do similar node things. They don't even have their stuff together. They don't have an established coin. They don't have an established field. And these guys are flipping like a million, 2 million, sometimes. So I am so stoked about that. And then, of course, the fact that it's gonna blow up our treasury. Like I said, these numbers could not be better. It'll help improve our price. And something else, right? I don't want to go too deep into the comp plan, but we're going to have an additional comp plan attached to this. All right, additional comp plan on top of this. So I hope this will get you excited. I don't really want to say anymore, but I can't keep my mouth closed anymore. I mean, this has been keeping me up at nights. And like I said, once this guy comes back from Thailand, and Dr. Kamas has the time to rest. He just got back from the States this morning. Once he has a chance to relax early next week, we'll start implementing. We'll start on the marketing. We'll start on the programming, and you guys will be able to participate as soon as we can get this tightened up and out the door. So I hope that makes you happy. Okay. And like I said, the comp plan you're going to love too. We've already got a stunning comp plan, but this is just going to blow your mind. So having said that, I can't also not mention the debit cards. You will get to see that within the next couple of weeks, right? Okay. Because I promised you that, and I'm already working, in step with them to at least have the demo up. But that's going to include not just three different types of crypto debit cards, where you can take your earnings, put it in the debit card, go to the gas station, take your wife out to dinner, you know what I mean, buy presents or whatever you're going to do with it. But it comes with an e-wallet. It comes with an internal exchange. It comes with an off-ramp into fiat, which is very difficult to find. I use Uphold personally, right? So you deposit your crypto and then you can send it to your bank. That's going to be all internal, all branded to Veritas Vault. We have the ability to charge fees, right, on top of things that'll produce more revenue. And my ultimate intent, because this is so good and it is so rare, that we're going to allow people all over the world, okay, whether they're in Veritas Vault, they own VV or not, to participate in the card. And guess who wins? You do. You do. All right.
I have to jump in. I have to
I'm
jump in.
proud of what
Sorry.
we've done so far. Yes, has it been a challenge? Yes, has it been sometimes scary? And I was talking to a friend, and I want to keep this tuned in. I was talking to a very, very close friend of mine for years the other day, and I was like, why are people selling? I mean, we've got so much good stuff going on. What's going on? Is it me? Did I say something wrong? Should I have done this? And he's like, Howard, it's like since COVID, right? Everybody's been scared. I mean, maybe not everybody, you know what I mean? But it's just this thing. It's like everybody's talking about AI, 2026, it's gonna replace so many jobs, rumors of war, all kind of craziness, okay? But we have each other. All right. We have our community, and is it a replacement for some of these things? No. Right. But at least we know we have a place to go where we can help support our families, our friends, our loved ones, build something that we can keep our heart in, be honorable about. So it's a pleasure to serve you. And I do want to say that I'm standing on the shoulders of giants here. All right. All my partners, the leadership council, the advice that I just get from the field. I mean, this morning or last night and this morning, it's like, oh, we can't wait to hear the updates. We're wishing you luck. We're praying for you. So sometimes I use the word I, but when I use it as we. Okay. All right. So if I say I, it's just because I can't formulate my sentence right. This is for all of us. It'll continue to grow. You guys will be taking more responsibility as we get that kind of voting process and stages. We get these deals locked in, we get the money flow, we get the token locked up. So thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I have for now. I could go on about some other stuff that you already know about, but we are there. So if there was ever a time, right, where you wanted to really share the Veritas Vault opportunity, I assure you it is now. That's not an income claim. But I'm telling you, it is on. So, Mr. David Bass, I know you've been holding there for a while, so let you speak, sir. I know you.
Right, you spoke a lot more about the project than I thought you were going to do. But anyway, I'll just say just something everyone should know is uh, everyone is exactly where they are in life because the decisions are made and they chose to be right there. And things don't happen by accident. I was in a head-on collision at 11 a.m. on Sunday morning in front of a church when I was 19. I thought it was the worst thing in the world, but it saved a young boy's life, 3 years old. Then I went to Dallas, Texas, many years ago, like August 2005, and heard a guy say, all those great things you did in your life, it wasn't you. So we all have to be thankful and grateful, God, for the good things that happened to us. So I went back home and built a ladder and fell off the ladder and broke my arm. I thought, oh my gosh, what a terrible thing. Well, that caused me to go to Dallas, Texas, help put a company together with a team. My arm was broke. I had to slow down and listen to that voice inside. And we did more business in 5 months than about any company's done in a long time. But we're at position now. If everyone can work in harmony and on accord, we're at the same point again. It's a team effort together. So by me breaking my arm, going to Dallas, and that great financial thing happened, I also met my sweetheart because of that. And now it took me a long time to get smart enough to marry her, but moved to Texas, got married to Filipino, came to the Philippines last year in May, this year in May. And I'm saying all that to say, what an accident all this stuff happened. So in May of this year, I met a young man when he was on the way to the airport to fly to Thailand back then. And then I met him when he came back. And he had gone to South Korea to look into a new solar technology. Wow. He was going to get it for the Philippines. Now it's got worldwide rights. Wow. What a big business that is, right? They also talked about having a foundation of starting schools where kids go from kindergarten all the way through college, and his foundation can fund that. This guy's a big thing. Quickly about him, he's Filipino. He grew up in Australia. He got into venture banking in his 20s and earned significant 7 figures, and came back to the Philippines and worked the Philippines and China, and went to London, England, and worked with some of the biggest banks in the world. He's done that. Went to California. And then 7 years ago, he came back to the Philippines, and he has 19 corporations, construction companies with thousands of employees, right? And he also right now is in the middle of a project of recycling garbage plastic into refined oil. That's going to be $100 million a year business. He's got that going and some more things. But one of the more thing he has, as Nick pointed out, he has a resort here. It's 100 hectares, which is 247 acres of land. And also on 100 acres of that, 40 hectares of that, there's an existing resort that is nice. I was there on Monday, 4 days ago, saw it, spent time with him, sent some pictures to Nick. And right now, let's say this is not a done deal. We're still in negotiations to see if this is a fit for us to fit with them and for them to fit with us for this to work. We just got to maybe pre-announcing something maybe a little too soon, but I'll say this guy's highly qualified, 47 years of age, does very well for himself, and he does very well for a lot of people. So it's just an exciting time, and we're looking forward to. Well, this is just an example of what we attract. In other words, we don't really recruit people we want to. We attract what we are. We attract what we are. So we're trying to get our mindset into something that can be a big utility, a big addition to our ecosystem to help make Veritas Vault a major force in business around the world. So that's what I've got. Back to you.